Hello everybody and welcome. We are here today with something new. We are starting our first run through of Rogue Trader. I have done a little bit of research online about stuff, so I know a little bit about what's going on. I did play for about half an hour just to understand where the game's going. I have bought all of the DLC as well, so that's going to start all over with that. So we're going to go jump in straight into a new game. Yeah, I'm not really going to sit here and explain too much about the game, but as we go through, I will explain some stuff and continue on. So, yeah, main story. Take up the mantle of a rogue trader, the scion of an ancient dynasty of daring privateers that reign over the trade protectorate and explore the fringes of the known galaxy. Darkness looms over the bloodline of the von Valancius as it faces multiple threats, from within its own ranks and without, as countless enemies seek to destroy the most daring and brave agents of humanity. It is up to you to hold the reins of this shattered protectorate and forge a new path for the von Valancius dynasty. Currently finding itself in a vortex of wars, intrigues, calamities, and heresy, the stakes are high and they rise even higher as you cross paths with terrifyingly powerful and ambitious adversaries in the darkness of the Coronus Expanse. So we have Shadow Void DLC. So Shadow Void, it's the first major story expansion for Rogue Trader, offers a massive amount of content with about 15 hours of fresh gameplay and a new romance companion. Fully integrated into the game's main story, this DLC will allow players to delve into the depths of the Void ship firsthand in an enthralling new story that will pit them against an unfamiliar enemy trying to bring ruin to the von Valancius dynasty from within. New story, new companion, a death cult assassin who's ready to pledge her life in service of the von Valancius dynasty, just as her predecessors have done for generations. Is that romantic person, and your living threat revises. Oh, there you go. Oh wait, I'm gonna skip past that so it doesn't get too ruined. And then Lex Imperialis is the second story expansion from Rogue Trader, providing another additional 15 hours of thrilling, narrative-driven gameplay that explores the ironclad rule of Imperial law and introduces an entirely new faction, the Adeptus Arbites. Unravel the dark secrets of the House of Valancius as you navigate a perilous web of justice, duty, and betrayal on a quest that will alter the destiny of the entire Coronus Expanse. A big new story, new characters, blah blah blah. We don't want to go on that too much. Let's continue. Now, definitely not what I can do on that one. This is not recommended for players unfamiliar with the Rogue Trader system. Stats and modifiers of enemies. I'm going to have to go normal because I get my ass beat if I don't. Pretty standard looking stuff. Alright, everybody, let's crack in. Custom. Portrait's not bad. Face is pretty good. I just changed the beard a little bit, I think, and then I'm happy. Yeah, I think it looks good. Although I don't like the shit in his head. I'd like to go further. You know what? That's better. I don't like all the augmentations. I know it's blah blah blah. You know, he can be young, he can be fit, he can be pretty big, he's a noble. They're going to be playing as an Imperial noble. I think he's not. Bit pastier. Good. He's going to have crew cut. I like 40k universe. I actually don't know a heap about it, so I reckon a noble would have top knot for sure. It'll be something crazy like that. There we go. Eyebrows. He's so angry. Could be pretty well stylized. I'm pretty sure it's my colour, and then we're gonna have a beard for sure. It's just whether we have like a regular beard. Let's get the colour right first. It's either that or we're gonna have like a That's not bad. Little goatee. Just a mustache. Oh, do they have like a... That's the thing that she is. They don't. I was looking for like a fancy twirled up mustache. Look at this one. I think that suits pretty well. Tattoos. Yeah, you're gonna be definitely copping that one. And let's give you. Let's see. Have some kind of archetype. Just trying to figure out what's gonna look good. You know what? You can have some chains tattooed on him. Could be unbroken or whatever. We'll think of something in the backstory for that in a little bit. Number up with no augmentations.
I'll see you terminated! Look upon the Emperor's faithful and to arms!
Blood and mayhem.
Curiosity.
Perfect.
Time to reap the spoils of the battle.
Looks like we have a problem on our hands.
Engage the engines.
Alright, we got Death World. Imperial World. I'll go through them. On Death World, the planet, beast, and sometimes even the environment itself takes aggressive and destructive forms inimical to human life. Yeah. While exceptionally difficult to colonize, many Death Worlds possess valuable resources that require an outpost or other human presence upon the planet's surface to harvest. These harsh environments result in some of the hardest and most resilient populations in those galaxies. Those tested and found wanting die young. Survival instincts. Once per combat, when the wounds drop below 30%, they get 20% of their maximum into temporary wounds. Death World characters also gain a plus 20% to dodge and armor while they have at least one temporary. Oh, okay, not bad. Voidborn. Voidborn are humans birthed in the belly of a void vessel or aboard an ancient orbital satellite. Those who have lived their lives on void ships become inured to some extent due to the reality-altering process of warp travel and to living in low or zero gravity environments. In many cases, their features are drawn and their skin pallid. They may even have minor deformities or are strangers to their speech, gait, or general appearance that sets them apart from others. Fortunate. Okay. A hive world's population is so dense that the great swathes of the surface of the world are frequently covered in gargantuan cities bejeweled with towering spires that pierce the atmosphere. Hive worlds are vital to the welfare of the Imperium and are the beating heart of its economy and war machine. They produce munitions for the Emperor's armies in vast manufactories, mine valuable minerals, and refined fuel for the Imperial Navy. Innumerable regiments of the Astra Militarum are raised from their massive populations as well. They get strength in numbers. Forge worlds are the domain of the Adeptus Mechanicus, entire planets ceded to the demands of the vast macro industries. Each is a manufacturing super complex of unimaginable capacity and power. Over the millennia, different Forge worlds have become especially renowned for their philosophies or ways of war. These are often coloured by the technologies they specialise in manufacturing. The bulk of a Forge world's population is utilised as labour force, while the fortunate few may be inducted into the ranks of the Adeptus Mechanicus themselves. An Imperial world is one of a million planets united by the belief in the immortal god Emperor. Hailing from hyper-technological societies to grimy feudal populations, the inhabitants of the countless worlds offer fealty and devotion to the master of humanity and the imperial creed espoused by his servants. The designation Imperial World encompasses a vast array of wholly dissimilar worlds that are nevertheless part of the Imperium. humanity's finest. Select any characteristics except for blah 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 blah, that's 10% bonus. So no weapon skill or ballistic skill, now I can get. And then there's other ones, and then we have fortress worlds, or planets, where the entire populace is immersed in warfare. They constantly train for the day that they may be called upon to defend the Imperium, a charge they solemnly uphold. Fortress worlds are established as bulwarks against the enemies. Every citizen is a soldier trained to fight from the moment they can handle a weapon. Never stop shooting. Each time you kill an enemy, they get 10 stacks and never stop shooting at the start of the turn. There is a stack, percentage chance that your first attack this round will cost you up 8 AP, blah blah blah. We're going Imperium. Humanity's finest, humanity's toughest. Awareness and dodge, maybe. Lore, Imperium, Lore, Warp, Lore, Zetos. Logic, Medicaid, and tech use. Well as initiative, dodge. Fellowship is that one. Because we are going to be, you know, Lady the Rogue Trader with the Warrant, and we're going to need Persuasion, Coercion, and Commerce skills. I'm not going to read through this basic strength, toughness, agility, intelligence, perception, willpower, fellowship. They're pretty, well, I think they're all pretty self-explanatory if you've ever played a game before, except fellowship. And this is your origin. So the Astra Militarum, commonly known as the Imperial Guard, is the primary fighting force of the Imperium and the first line of defense for the myriad threats that endanger the existence of humanity in the 41st millennia. You have served as one of the commanders of this Astra Militarum regiment, commanding thousands and winning battles in the name of the God Emperor. Obviously, you'll come with little bonuses, regimental tactics, ballistic skill, fellowship, athletics, coercion. After you advance, more. Commissars of the official prefectus are officio prefectus are ruthless officers charged with maintaining the morale, discipline, and fighting spirit of their Astra Militarum regiments. You used to be one of those faithful servants of the God Emperor, a living symbol of imperial authority, regarded with a mix of fear and awe by their subordinates. At all costs, a little bit of stuff, same shit. Crime Lord. The Imperium survives and prospers in no small part due to the narrowness of its vision, but a rebellious mind such as yours could not be so easily constrained. The dark paths of smuggling and renegades that wind behind the facade of the Imperial Society offers a dangerous refuge for those unwilling to bow to the law. You used to be one of these dangerous yet resourceful individuals. Priest. The Elysiarchy, known formerly as the Adeptus Ministorum, is a vast institute that oversees the galaxy-spanning religion of the Imperium. The Elysiarchy, complex hierarchies of cardinals, missionaries, preachers, and zealous laity ensure prescribed prayers and invocations are made, and all the while instructing the masses to guard against heresy and deviancy. You used to be one of those fiery and charismatic individuals concerned with keeping a close watch on your congregation. Or him, unshakable. So if they have pictures, I'm pretty sure they're like active. And if they have these little like UFs and stuff like that, they are like passive. No willpower, law, you know, bunch of crap doesn't matter, so we'll pick it up. The Imperial Naval is responsible for fleets of void ships that assert the dominance of the Imperium amid the stars and fulfill other duties connected to the void and warp travel. You used to be a Navy officer and commander of a void ship, hardened in numerous battles and famous for resounding victories. So before the Horus Heresy, the Imperial Navy and the Astra Militarum were one. So like your Navy ship would have like your army on it. And that obviously didn't work out very well in the Horus Heresy for the Emperor, because like, you know, the ships had come with their own armies and stuff, but now they're split. So like you're an Imperial Navy officer and you like run the ships, but like you don't actually control the combat people on board your vessel. They are under like a different chain of command, so that they can't like, you know, immediately be together. So if like, you know, one of them tries to do something, the other one should be able to stop them. Noble. A high nobility of the Imperium are an enormously privileged and powerful elite. A breed apart from the common masses they rule, you grew into adulthood upon a pedestal of affluence and grandeur that towered up high above the common masses. You expect their obedience and lived up to the fruits of their toil, surrendered to your family in solemn fealty. Ancient Psychers. Psychers are feared and disrupted. Psychers are feared and distrusted, but are nonetheless valuable assets to the Imperium. The role of an Adeptus Astra Telepathica is to recruit, identify, and classify those found to possess psychic abilities. The most powerful, who sometimes survive a rigorous sanctioning rituals, are selected to serve on the battlefield. The mind of a sanctioned psyker is steeled against the manifold dangers risked by wielders of warp power. You are one of those found worthy to serve humanity and have miraculously survived the perils of the warp. Note: damaging psyker powers count as weapon attacks, counting towards the normal attack turns per limit and gaining all the benefits of abilities and talents, increasing the damage, blah blah blah. For example, a soldier using run and gun abilities will be able to use damaging psyker powers twice per turn, and an operative analyze enemy ability affects it. The damage of the player's psykers affects the damage of damaging power psyker powers. Jesus, basically, it counts as just your basic weapon attack. And now, these guys aren't in the base game. This is one of the DLC people. The Adeptus Arbites are the implacable and unbribable keepers of the Lex Imperialis, the sole and sacred law of the Imperium. They exact a merciless and terrifying punishment upon any who dare violate the sacred tithes, the tribute every Imperial world must pay in the name of its continued existence. So these guys like aren't Space Marines, but they're like super close. They don't have any of like the implants and stuff, but they're trained so hard and so rigorously that they can like fuck up pretty much anybody. We're going to be a noble, so we're going to go back through here and go through all this stuff. So you serve me. The noble assigns one ally who will become their servant until the end of combat. Anytime the noble's abilities affect the servant gains +5 to all characteristics until the start of the noble's next turn. Anytime the servant attacks a target that has the noble has dealt damage to last turn, the servant gains +10 plus noble's fellowship bonus percentage critical hit chance against the target. Can only be used one for combat. So there's a lot of this stuff here that we will kind of go into a little bit as we progress. For now, don't worry about it too much. It's just kind of stats plus stats kind of a thing. It can be a little bit confusing though, especially when you go into like level up screens and stuff. And then we have +5 intelligence, +5 fellowship, is good for us, and then skill modifiers. This skill is affected by the fellowship characteristic. It represents a character's talent that manipulates other people through intimidation and reach their desired goals via threats and pressure dialogue. So that's coercion and persuasion +5, and that's +5. So fellowship goes up +5, and then on top of that, our coercion goes up 5 and our persuasion goes up 5. And now after locking the origin advancement, which is like just classing up, you know, going from like warrior to soldier or knight or whatever you want to call it, so you get more fellowship, more persuasion, and then these come out as you kind of go along. You don't just immediately get all these. But we won't go through them right now. We'll continue taking a long time to get through this stuff. Apex of brilliance. So we have persuasion, strong presence and persuasiveness stopped a feudal war between neighboring systems. Illustrious glory, commerce, and feat of greatness. I want persuasion, so we're going to go apex of brilliance. Alrighty, what do we got here? Now we need to do like anti-trait. So local warp, imperial, effects is affected by the toughness, negative effects. Now let's just go warp to local. Don't care about that too much. Now I'm going to be an officer, but warriors are combatants. boasting exceptional melee prowess capable of dealing high damage in close quarter combat and withstanding heavy amounts of damage. They also excel at drawing enemies' attention. Blah 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 blah. Tank. Officers use their willpower and fellowship to improve the combat capabilities of their allies, turning them into even greater threats on the battlefield. Extra turn, single target blast, rescuing allies, momentum, blah blah blah. Operatives use intelligence and perception to find and exploit weaknesses in enemy defense. None can withstand an attack from an operative. Yeah. Good single target damage, but not great with the masses. You get this. The soldier is a master of all ranged weapons, quickly able to assume an advantageous position from basically wherever they want. Well trained, burst fire, good at taking out multiple targets, good at consistent damage, but they're not going to one-shot anybody. And blade dancers are similar to warriors, but kind of like more dodgy, parry, less parry, more dodgy, like more like a dodge tank. And warriors like your regular tank, especially if you go into vanguard or like executioner. Same with blade dancer, you can go as probably assassin or master tactician. We're going to be an officer, partly because I want to be the face and in control and be an imperial world noble officer, and then also because the people I've looked up that I want to play with work pretty well with this, going through this into like overseer or grand strategist into exemplar. So officer it is. We'll go through this, just get plus fellowship, willpower, plus persuasion and commerce. So they kind of all work together. Now I shouldn't do weapon or ballistic skills. I do want. That gives us demolition. We'll pump fellowship up. So persuasion, coercion, commerce, those being high is good. I do want tech use, so I do want a little bit more intelligence. As you can see, you can put 2 kind of points into everything. Perception, dodge chance is good, but perception is also quite good. I do want to be quite perceptive, but not too worried about that. Not too worried about this. So it's either I'm going to put an element to fellowship because I do want that quite high. That is my main kind of thing and stuff, and that's what I'm doing. So I have 2. I can either go into demolition, which I don't really care about that much, but initiative, dodge, stuff like that is also quite good. Or perception, which reduces enemy dodge chance. So I don't really care about that, but I do want the dodge. Need it 1-on-1. So awareness is good, but also agility is quite good for a character like mine. I do want to go, I'm going to go this because I do want to go. Initiative is important and dodge because I'm not going to be the tankiest, not going to be able to do the most damage, but I need to be up and around, kind of taking shots a bit to take the shit. Jeez. Have people look at me. So like there'll be a tank, and then there'll be me, and then there'll be like assault people. So I want to give the assault people time to be able to get their stuff going. Now this is the normal sword class frigate that you have. We can use the Firestorm class frigate because it's part of the DLC. So we'll read through both of these. I think I'm going to use the Firestorm. Actually, I don't mind the regular frigate look, but I like the Firestorm class frigate. I really like the design of this one better. It's more like the little cathedral-y and stuff. But I really love that high gothic cathedral look. Like all the guns and everything on the stick. So we'll read the differences between them. As you can see, estimated dimensions 1.8, 0.3, 1.6, 0.3, 6 megatons, 25,000 souls, 26,000 souls. So really high speed, not as fast, but not shying away from engagements. So we'll just give this a quick read. The Von Valencia flagship is the mightiest void ship belonging to the Von Valencia dynasty. Every system aboard the frigate has been tried and tested in numerous engagements. Its weapons and turrets deliver hard-hitting volleys with pinpoint accuracy. Its plasma drives are rugged yet reliable in extreme conditions. This flagship size and maneuverability are perfect for pursuing smaller, faster raiders and for hunting the countless pirates, Xenos, and heretics in the Cronus Expanse. Numerous Von Valencia rogue traders have acknowledged the exceptional performance of this vessel, and with a few minor updates, the flagship has continued to faithfully serve the Von Valencia dynasty. This thing would be like tens of thousands of years old, probably. Is a mighty flagship belonging to the dynasty. Every system aboard has been tried and tested. The flagship size perfect for the current expanse. The flagship continues for it's the same shit. Yeah. Exile, redemption, invictum, Graversphere, the faithless, destiny hunter, calamity's promise, glory, omnipotarum, seeker's haven, arcane, redemptions. Yeah, we're gonna go somewhere else. Big simple, maybe like void. Void breaker. Done. Oh, nice. Bonus. Sigmund. Sigismund? I think that's right. So we're going with, as you can see, high fellowship, high, reasonably high intelligence, stuff like that. So yeah, not great on warp. These aren't great, but Imperial World, yeah. Imperial World characters can select any characteristic except for weapon skill or ballistic skill and add a +10 bonus. So, passive modifier applies to a skill or characteristic score, damage, armor, and other character parameters. A bonus can be provided by different abilities, items, or actions such as the use of cover. So that gives +10 to that, but yeah, so that's we ain't gonna hit shit. Actually, I might take one. Do want tech use and Medicaid, those are important. And I might actually go ballistic skill here because having a base chance to hit is ridiculously important. I might actually take one off that to throw 2 in there. No, it's not great, but it's pretty good. Because yeah. Oh, use of me, Imperial World, Noble, Fellowship, Epics Brilliance, and Grim Potent Warplaw. Apply! Alrighty, everybody. Just so everybody knows, this is going to be a long episode. We're not going to stop here. We're going to keep going, probably an hour and a half, something like that, till we get a little bit into the meaty bits. Alright, so now the possible boring part is over. Let's crack in.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Alright, dialogue with you and our dialogue. You can learn more about current events, influence your character, blah blah blah. Your character's personal story depends on dialogue choices. Available dialogue choices, let now click, blah blah blah. God, I'm gonna keep them up. Do you have any particular reason for disturbing me? Have we met? All this ostentatious luxury, this laughable present, it is enough to make one think that the architects meant to compensate rather than glorify. Frankly, such excess can be tiring at times. Nah, truly an awe-inspiring sight is what we would say.
That is the purpose of all temples to the God Emperor, to inspire awe and reverence. For it is the duty of his servants to persevere in their tireless service until they are presented with the chance to give their very life for the master of humanity.
Continue.
Allow me to introduce myself. Kunrad Voigtvir, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valancius. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
So you can, as this says, you can hover over highlighted text like this. A rogue trader is tasked with exploring and exploiting the still uncharted regions of the galaxy to benefit mankind. We'll be using this a lot, and then you can expand stuff into the encyclopedia, and you can open the encyclopedia and go through all this crap, but we will do that as you go. Duke Sigismund Eos of Venria Adival Calixis, you may call me your grace. Fuck yes, you pompous dick.
My deepest respects to you, Your Grace. A noble of the Imperium. It's been a long time since Providence last brought such eminent guests aboard this vessel.
Smiles plainly, but you are not sure it is directed at you. I'll try and read those bits. Continue.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor.
There we go. Lord Captain, a strange title for the Lady Theodora. Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought here? You have a curious title, Master of Whispers. What are your responsibilities? Tell me about one of those ships I have found. Tell me about the one on whose ship I have found myself. You say I am one of the Road Trigger's heirs. Is there another candidate? Yeah, there's probably a few. I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let's address it. Let's talk about the Master of Whispers.
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valancius. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
Tell me about the one whose ship I have found myself.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back. Especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention.
Laughs and shakes his head.
Suffice it to say that Her Ladyship is the bearer of the sacred Warrant of Trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
No, that's what Warrant of Trade is for everybody. You say I am the Heretical heir, so is there another candidate?
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far.
Continue.
The Lord Captain and Master Ethelred von Valancius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Okie doke. Road trader Theodore Valencia desires to meet personally with me. Yeah, so follow full name. Change your point of view on the map, QE, blah blah blah, mouse wheel, rotation, bullshit, she can go in and out, nonsense, blah blah blah, anything else. Go.
Always keep your eye on the
And then
price.
click inventory, gives us a base readout of dodge, chance, armor, percentage, like all this stuff. So all we got right now is a stub revolver, we got nothing else going on. Yeah, we got nothing, nowhere. Now, some objects in the game can be interacted with in a special way. They are marked special icons. Some icons allow you to study objects, others will transfer the character to neighboring locations or launch a small event. These icons become invisible when the character is standing close enough to interact with the object. Left mouse button, interact basically. Hold tab to highlight this object. So you can come in here, press tab. You know, there's a crew officer I can speak to. But I'm not actually speaking, they're just kind of listening to their conversations. It's more of this stuff, so show data on the vid screen. This is like... And then I can click read it, incomprehensible information. I can go this side, click. More incomprehensible information, so like, yeah. There's not much to happen in this little first part of it. You can talk to some people, but greetings, yeah, like, not much is going on, not much people have to say at this moment, but this will become quite important later. No more lady prayer, no med fixing this bullshit, servitor, I don't know. Haven't.
Let us not dawdle.
Who knows?
One of the von Valancius trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
Tarantula turret.
What's happening?
You get stabbed in the guts by like a giant wrench arm and big. Shoot, shoot, cower. That's basically just what I have as grapple stuff.
Your demise.
Start the battle. To survive the
already
grim dark of the
calculated.
far future, you will have to face enemies of all kinds and fight for your life. These hints and tutorials will familiarize yourself with the blah 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 bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Start the battle. Not my turn. Tell you what are outside. Yeah. It's turn 2 apparently, old mate's going, then me, then crew officer, crew officer. Yep, move and shoot. Pretty simple stuff, move. And then third one, shoot.
I'll see to it personally.
I can like set this tip, yeah. Abilities in combat, action points, blah 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 blah. Not much more than that, but basically you got move and you got ability. You can use like this action once, you can reload, you can switch weapons, you can use stuff like that. Now you serve me, I can't really
I'll make it happen.
Voice of command, I can also do you, make you better, I think. I didn't quite read them. It does, yeah. More damage, better. If I damage them, better. You know, characteristics, blah 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 blah. When you're ready to end your turn, press the end turn button, which is done. But also space. Okay, so all mate over here now has better chances of hitting stuff and will do more damage, but you know, that happens. Analyze any joint analysis. So he has analyzed the enemy, giving it like an exploit. So at the start of each turn, operation inflicts stack of exploit, blah blah blah. Operation line of sight, operation gives, you know, easier, better chance to hit basically. He's fringy, he's injured, his basic skills and stuff like that. You can do this to anybody. He's friendly, yeah. Come over here, right click. You know, last pistol, analyze enemies, which is what he did. So it gives him an exploit, and he did joint analysis. Use the operatives next turn. The ally attacks also remove exploits and deal, so you deal +4 damage, but remove an exploit.
I'll see to it personally.
Good shot. Now, you need to remember, move
I'll make it happen.
has a 1-turn cooldown, so that's why it's doing that. Oh, where's that? 1 per combat? 1 per combat, sorry, not a 1-turn cooldown. That cools down every round, but it only works for 1 round. Yes, pretty sure I can't get killed. But let's find out. Yeah, pretty sure it goes, oh jeez, and then suddenly just gets munted. Oh, same shit. So it's got, should have 2 stacks of exploit now, because I didn't remove 1. No, just 1. Oh no, I did hit, didn't I? And again, remember, always got to move when you do this shit.
And I won't compromise my principles.
Yeah, I can't do that. Technically an ally. One, 2, 3 strikes. Still just the same shit. Characters can only weapons block adjacent enemy abilities to perform attacks with ranged weapons. Pistols and shotguns are exceptions to this rule and can be fired at point blank range. That's why shotguns are important, so yeah, you need to move. And then action, because if you action, it removes what you move. So like, you wanted to move over here. And shoot, kill him. Yeah. Game set up that way. I can scarcely believe it.
Suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
It says, without taking his eyes off the bodies on the floor, he removes his Voxcaster from his belt and speaks a few orders quickly into the device. Continue. And here's the guards and workers. Spread out, no one is allowed to enter the premises stations.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
The Master of Whiskers gives you a curt bow. Lines on his forehead soften as his voice regains its usual courtesy. You can use the map. Yeah, zoom in, center camera, zoom in, zoom out, center camera, and yeah, it's called.
Rise to the top. Or
We
get
can
left
sit
in the
here, look at
dust.
these, we got servitors, we got tarantula sentry guns, we got a Italy Man Rouse battle tank, we got random gems and shit. There's nothing just to do here. We can talk to these people, but they're not really saying much. All the stuff, we just kind of continue at this point. Space explore, same thing. There's really nothing to look at. Like, we can go look at this mister, but like, the Grand Void Ship Temple occupies the entire space below the officer's deck, and it is lit by countless candles and lumens. And we were literally like fucking just over here, the other like before somewhere. Yeah, we're like up there. There you go. Literally near to the end of there. We can continue.
I always keep my options open.
Pretty sure there's like nothing. Can they block stuff off? We just gotta kind of mosey on through. bliss. There we go.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora.
Says the man dressed in a
Assimilation into
peculiar
the trade
garb.
structure would be political and economic suicide.
His voice tight with
Practically
tension.
an admission of heresy.
His face, half of which is covered by a thin skin, is twisted in a grimace of displeasure and disbelief.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Ethelred?
Survey the room. Your first impression of Ethelred, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew implants. Mechanical, electronic, cybernetic substitute for biological limbs, organs, and bone. The nervous twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. In stark contrast to Ethelred, Theodora Valancius features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Ethelred. Next to the two of them, you see two more men. One is a grey-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate, tablet, basically. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manners of weapons. So that's the guy on the data slate. That's the weapon guy.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer.
The dry female voice and the powerful feeling of being watched forced you to look at Theodora. The rogue trader is looking straight at you, and her gaze, like herself, is predatory and oppressive.
Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronus expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
So, your character's skill reflects their knowledge and capability. Some dialogue automatically initiates passive skill tests. So we can expand and then we can go tests. You know, basically roll 100-sided dice plus your skill. So this, yeah, like the examples there. So you are attempting a test with a score of -10. Your character's text use is 40. So you roll 40 minus 10, 30. Therefore, to succeed on a tech use skill test, you must roll a 30 or less. Any result above 30 will mean failure. Note that the difficulty increases from greater to lower values. The greater the difficulty value, the easier it is to pass the test. Yeah, it's easier to succeed on a difficult 40 than a difficult 10. Minus, yes, For example, you are attempting a test with a difficulty of -10. Your character's tech use score is 40. So 40 minus 10 equals 30. Therefore, to succeed a tech use score, you must roll a 30 or less. Okay, yeah, so you're higher, you're thinking about it. Yeah. With allies, the party member with the highest score and applicable skill is selected for each given passage. That's great, because some games, if you're not the person fucking speaking, well, just get 3 for instance, like, terrible wisdom, but the party members are right there next to me. Why can't they be like, hey, I get that? Like, you have to go back through and out of it again. I don't like that as much. I think they should all kind of be able to pass passive tests as they go. So we have Xenos Law, Warp Law, and these are guaranteed successes, and then why should I concern myself with making this decision? I always have servants on whom I can delegate matters to. Reports of spirits certainly sound like the evidence of heresy. However, I would put my interest first, no matter what means I have to use the riches would be mine. Purge the planet for the good of the Imperium. Exterminate all heretical beliefs and otherworldly powers. So these are really the best answer. So the spirits could be the native names for dangerous aliens. It would first verify if that is indeed the case and if the population of Aeon 6 engages in Xeno worship. There are ways to confirm whether that is happening on Aeon 6 is witchcraft or not. It might cost several cycles to do so, but that will give us the answers. I don't want to waste cycles. I'm going to go with Xenos law. Those spirits could be well near the native name for dangerous aliens, blah 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 blah.
Reasonable and prudent. However, chasing after ethereal creatures may prove a rather long and fruitless endeavor.
I don't think there's really a good answer there.
Apart from Xenos, an untrodden planet might be teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you are simply unaware of their existence.
So, I gave a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understand, is still more than you could do, Ethelred. We are both servants of the God Emperor and Lady Theodora. Does it become anyone of our status to engage in petty feuds? I find your tone most disagreeable, Ethelred. You will kindly alter this manner in which you address me, or else you will live to regret the consequences. Shut your mouth, bitch! I'm gonna go with this one. Basically calling him out, calling him a petty shit in front of his, matriarch.
Even among his flock, not all are of a piece. I suggest you familiarize yourself with that fact before you are sorely...
Ooh.
Ethelred, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officers' deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
Shut down.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
Ethelred bows ceremoniously and takes his leave without sparing you another look.
So, why are you here?
These are the questions that I do not know just yet. Let me clarify. These are the questions that I wish to have answered.
You are direct. I approve. But you will have to wait. There is something I want you to understand first. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The Warrant of Trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all.
Nice.
It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
Nice. I am ready to take on this sacred purpose, yeah.
Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voigtvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
Ask if it was related to you. Yeah, well, you just said you didn't need to ask that question. There are other heirs, we already know that, so thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now?
I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
And the warp. I'll keep picking these up as they come. Like, I'm not going to ping Rotrager every single time it comes up, but like, as new stuff comes up, I'll ping it a couple of times. You guys can read. I'm not going to read all them out. They'll read, so a vox affixed to Theodora's attire suddenly comes to life, but all you can hear is intelligible noise. Theodora winters, shuts off the transmission, and gives you an imperative nod. Navigator translation. What are these things you speak of? Jesus Christ. Be fucking kicked out a door into space in about 5 seconds. An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked this crew. Yep. Where is your ship headed? What are my current responsibilities? Gracious Lord Captain, surely there is a way I can prove yourself with this. Number 4. What are my current responsibilities?
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Ethelred. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
That's good. Where is your ship headed?
The Rykad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers, and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor.
Yay.
I set the course for Rykad on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time.
Gracious Lord Captain, surely there are ways I can prove myself worthy. You're not gonna like this.
You can start by not asking questions of this sort. I have no need for sycophants. I will draw my conclusions when an opportunity to prove yourself arises. As for when you will be granted that opportunity, only the God Emperor knows.
An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew.
Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
He laughs nonchalantly, which you just did.
Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
There's his data slate. You got a bolt gun. Bolt pistol? Looks like a bolt pistol. And a sword.
Now enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is ancient. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live.
So if anybody didn't know, like, what, 10, 20,000 years before this, like the civilization of man was so advanced that they were using all like AI and computers and shit, and there was basically like a Skynet thing that happened and they had to kill them all. So now they don't use computers. What they do is they like rip out your brain and then stick it in like a robot type thing, or like plug you into shit, and they use like human brains and bodies as like computers. Yeah, any type of digital computer in the Imperium, but it's not a computer, it's like a person. So they're using like your brain as like the CPU and stuff to power these devices. It's ridiculous. We know what a navigator is, and translation is literally a translation of languages. So the navigators don't speak in like High Gothic, which is what they speak here. I'm speaking right now. So we're gonna do that. No more questions.
In that case, I shall head to...
Theodora's fox awakens once more. This time to pick up shouting. The Lord Captain Freeze is listening to the
Disturbances
vox
reported
cast.
on the adjacent decks.
Then draws a weapon.
Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
End dialogue. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. Oh, they are munition weapons. What are they? Little pop guns.
No mercy to those who oppose von Valancius!
So, Theodore, Ethelred, Mort. Yeah, Mort's right here. The freaking multi-melter. All combat is in turns, blah blah blah, we know that already. So Theodora goes first, then 3 heretics, then me, then more heretics. So there's 13 enemies in combat.
Emperor, protect me!
Kill them.
I've seen worse battles than this in
Plus
my time.
50 ballistic skill until end of combat. Yeah. Ooh, we have multi-melter. Boom, boom, boom. 3 dead. Literally melted. So the multi-melters are
I've suffered worse.
killing tanks.
Chaos guides me!
How rude. Use cover to avoid attacks. Character will not see the bonus if attacked from the side. Basically use fucking cover. It's easy. Front, rear, side, blah blah blah, you know how it works. Okay, here. And then
I'll make it happen.
buff the shit out of
My
Mort.
gut tells me it's a bad idea.
Cool, can't do that because
I'll see to it there's another enemy down.
yay! So it doesn't show you yet, but it will show you soon.
Death to non-believers!
Oh wait, no, wait, it comes up.
Out of my way! See my great words of weak!
A tactically sound approach.
You can use mid-tip to restore people. Oh, actually, I can do this, can't I? Should be right quick, yeah. Is it true? Yeah, she's got a plasma gun and a power sword. So I'm just gonna run
I
up.
am ready for whatever
Oh.
comes.
Let's see here. Obviously, you know, 1, 2, and X. I can kill him. I should just go like
On it.
Ooh, I'm dying. Non-med effects. Your character has received a temporary positive effect from an ally. Yeah, we already know that one. This hasn't come into play yet, so we can't touch that. I don't have any medkits or any shit anyway. They should be over here. I'm pretty sure. Okay, that's
Don't touch me!
melt him. Yeah.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
Stay
Get
vigilant.
him, Mort. Yay, I survived. 4 killed 13. Mostly because of
Mort,
Mort.
take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
He looks at the box in her hand. All you can hear is lifeless static. What are your orders?
Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
End dialogue. So, just journal's just giving us what to do next. Can't do anything yet, so we literally just have to move on. this is where stuff gets a bit tricky because it gets big. Now, press the M, and that's like how good. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom out, zoom out. I can't. I don't know. We don't have any maps here. Where am I? Is that not snap too? Zoom in. Snap. There we go.
Is there money to be made?
It does tell you where to go and stuff. Pretty sure you can't talk to these people, but so yeah. Okay, get going. I can't just belting people. Oh, reinforcements.
Ah, thank Providence you are alive and well.
Kunrad lets out a sigh of relief upon seeing you.
Always on time, eh, Kunrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Chrono, just watch.
Mort, pull yourself together.
Kunrad pointedly looks away from the Archmistrel and to you.
What, did the Lord Captain
No,
send you
I'll
to
just
chivvy
back
us
you.
along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Mort pulls his box from his belt and hurriedly reports on the situation.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
So mutiny, who would attempt a mutiny here in the war, the mutiny against the Emperor's anointed, execute the traitors, every last one of them. You must provide immediate assistance to those still on the middle decks. Perhaps we might stop this wave from spreading. If this indeed is a case of war madness, then what in this situation? I like provide immediate assistance to those on the middle decks. So they're all gunned down or turned or whatever, that'd be a big problem later on, but that might not be the right answer there.
First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both
Her
things
expression
at
changes and
once.
her eyes flash ominously.
Ethelred, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Ethelred immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
Theodore glances at you thoughtfully.
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Ethelred back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Ethelred's psychic powers.
Then it's settled. Find Ethelred and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
I hear and obey, Lord Captain.
Then move out!
Throw it away his
Mort,
hand impatiently.
come.
Hey, buddy. Excuse me.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
I have a proposition since I am the more important person here. You can go in front and shield me from the potential threats.
Oh, certainly. Lady Theodora would be devastated if she were to lose one of her precious heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
Huh? Something hits you hard with a sharp crack and you are consumed by unbearable gut-wrenching pain. Oh my fucking... What? Hit me on the head with your gun. I promised you a special destiny, Sigismund. It is time to fulfill it. Hey, don't steal my stuff. Don't steal my stuff. Rude.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
You two-faced scum, you are behind this mayhem.
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the Warrant Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates to the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the Dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
Why are you doing this? What is it? Why are you doing this? I have no intention of helping you. I will help you as long as you spare my life. Will you let me join you? We can take the warrant from Theodora together. I'm going with number 2, and it is... What is it? Inbred? Your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, fond Valancius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
Coercion, what sorry, pathetic excuse do you even have for the apostasy, you sorted, wretched piece of grok shit. Grok's like a cow, basically. Yeah, I'm gonna do that one.
Wretched? What do you know about wretchedness? Theodora's cur. Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind.
Ah, definitely chaos.
Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench Von Valancius watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
So after I pissed him off, he's hesitated for a second, then produced a strange weapon, a blade without a handle that shimmers blue in the light. The blade flashes in the dim light and drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment you feel nauseous, your head is spinning, and then quiet whispers begin to fill your mind. More and more sorcerers' voices echo each other, drawing out your own thoughts, replacing them with a singular urge. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. I will do as you require, but I will find a way to make you pay for this. Yeah. clearly am his
I
puppet.
doubt it, my dear. But that's enough talk. Fulfill your destiny.
In the gateway arch, you see a cognitator with human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, mindless cybernetic drones created from a fusion of human flesh and robotic technology used to carry out simple manual tasks. There's basically, yeah, he's the computer. An obedient automaton creation from a lobotomized human being, the Sentinel turns its head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up into two ember-like irises. Examine the device. Succeeded! You carefully inspect the design of the gate cognitator. What immediately catches your eyes is the strange eye that was used as material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you, suggest it might be some kind of archaeotech relic. Incredibly rare and powerful piece of technology from humanity's ancient past, and because I succeeded, I got 5 experience points. Woohoo! The servitor in the gate begins to move with the screeching and groaning of metal. It leans forward closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with a sharp metallic fang that glint to the dim light. The vid screen to your right only lights up, showing strings and mysterious symbols on the green background. A whisper. You were wounded by the corrupted weapon which led to a warp entity invading your mind. It runs through your consciousness, insisting, demanding sacrifice. The voice that filled your head after... I can't even be able to try and pronounce that. Wounded you with this blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source collided itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. Examine it, place your hand in it, look back, and look for anything that can be used as a weapon. Skill test, yeah, we just did that one. So I'm going to examine it. The servitor looks noticeably different from the ones you're used to. Its skin covering is stitched together with copper threads, and it has metal hinges in place of standard joints. It seems that the creator of the Sentinel did everything to ensure that the service life of this unit would be much longer than that of the ordinary automatons. You look around in hopes of finding a weapon, at least something that you could work as a weapon. Your search is in vain. The change room is completely empty and in perfect condition. Blah 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 blah. Place your hand in the jaw. Sentinel's jaw clamp around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo motors start up and the pumps stir into motion. The mid-screen on the cognitator flickers. Several long minutes pass. The Sentinel's jaws remain closed, and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath. Maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this has ever...
High levels of caustic humors. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You do not understand where this quiet voice is coming from, crackling like static. Is it the Sentinel? The cognitator? Is it a figment of your weary mind? Whichever it is, you clearly hear every word. Yes, I do require assistance. Pain shoots through your hand and survives as quickly. It would seem the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
There is still another way.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Old injury, an injury that hasn't healed in time. Yep, that's fine. That's important. We will talk about that a little bit later. Only one thing to look at. Let it be known that by my will and by the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the Warrant of Trade and bestow upon them and their dynasty something to be the paragon of humanity unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely first into darkness, to unite and reclaim that was lost, to triumph over nightmares untold, to hold blood boldly the reins of fate, and walk steadily the road of thorns through pain. Something. It's the Warrant of Trade, basically.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
What madness is happening? I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora. I need a weapon. I'm utterly defenseless.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
The server skull goes silent. It relays clicking second after second passes, and you realize the server skull will not answer you. I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Voxmaster, restore communication with the navigator's sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Place of a mechanical screeching, the server skull's box projects the voice of Lady Theodora Valancius, distorted and ridden with static, yet unrecognizable.
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
Are you the Warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel, designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
Lead me away from you.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
As the game story unfolds, you will see notifications at the top of your screen indicating the status of your current objectives has been updated and that new information has been added to your journal. You can open them by pressing J at any time or clicking the mouse button on the notification. Journal entries keep track of events and guide your characters on their journey. Quest tabs track progress on main story. If you can find information about quests, blah 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 blah.
I always have a backup plan.
Still the warrant chamber. There.
Run, fools, or fall!
Jet sword. I messed him up. Hey, what do I have?
Master! Whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me! What is the meaning of this?
Seneschal Abelard of Vassarion has lost some of his former polish. His forehead is sweating and one of his sleeves of his coat is torn and soaked through with blood. Nonetheless, despite his heavy breathing, he stands firm and his gaze is demanding, albeit somewhat surprised. He surveys the carnage around him, his brow furrowed, and he places a hand on his weapon. How did you find me? Are you with the traitor?
Master, with all due respect, what nonsense are you saying? Kunrad, a traitor?
He openly admitted it, yeah.
Saints' blood! And it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
Revolver, regular sword, armored body glove, and this stuff's important. -10 to opening weapon skill when here, and yeah, over penetration. So So a character wearing this army will dodge 40% of average enemy attacks in this chapter. This armor reduces the incoming damage of every average enemy attacks by 10%, 10% of armor kit cargo, blah 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 blah, and make it dark. Wounds 50% exceeding within 1 round. These accuracy wounds must lose for this tap and may vary depending on the difficulty of the game you choose. Blah 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 blah. Skill test, Medicaid. That's not really important, but you can do this now.
I won't stand for it. I won't compromise my principles.
No. Medicine. So, you need to have Medicaid advancement, field medicine, a basic skill Medicaid, or Death Warden. I have none of that. I had the Medicaid. It's a basic skill.
My gut tells me it's a bad idea.
He can use it. Now I should be able to do this. So like,
We are the spearhead of the Imperium.
click on me.
Let me help. That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead.
I already seen that one.
The lower decks are teeming with heretics, instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
For Imperium and humanity, lead the way, Seneschal.
Come.
Just a voxcast from the server skull behind us up here.
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward.
Onward.
The Emperor is with us!
The Master's demands your death!
He's going in. Yeah. Combat abilities differ from archetypes, determining which characters will get new abilities, blah 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 blah. Now, I want to do this because I can do this. So I have pistol burst, and you can see I can't take it away, but if you look like just below where it's the damage, you have like fires first creature for every shot within a 12. Thrown, armor penetration, central line deviation, strong. So it fires straight. So like if I'm firing, like this is probably my central line. So like you can see the chances to hit 24, 26, 30. But if we change that and we go to here, we can still over penetrate. But we've got a 70% chance to hit him, 12% chance to 35% chance. It's take my chances because I could probably hit 4 targets.
This as good as you never stood a chance.
2 shots, get 2 out of 4. Pretty good. He's now wounded. Gonna do
Who
this.
if not me?
And this.
I'll see to it personally.
Then I will do my turn. Yes, yes, yes. Different archetypes, different things. He has cleave, he has strike, he has brace of impact, and then he has charge. So I can charge like through him, say.
Indeed. Reduce to
That
dust.
doesn't use all my actions, and then I could make an attack of opportunity. I'm just gonna Well, I fucked that up, because I could have cleaved for someone else as well, but
I will do my
resource
duty.
impact. So I take +2 deflection for each archetype chosen by the Navy officer. Also, the character gains immunity to force movement, so cannot be over-penetrated, cannot be pushed, and takes reduced damage.
Guides me.
Well, I think it adds +2 to parry, +2 to dodge, +2 to armor. Like, I think it's a bit weird that way. The explanations are a bit strange, and I'm not 100% across them yet, but we'll get there. Yeah. So I can actually, I'll show you in a second. Oh, there you go. Yeah, see, there you go. So he used burst shot. See, now there's a 22% chance I could hit my own guy. Instead, what I might do is, because I clicked, I'm going to run on this guy. And I'm going to stab him.
I'll make it happen.
And I'm going to use this guy.
I refuse.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, funny. One, yeah, so I can't want to. Now, cleave, hopefully.
Victory is imminent. Dominance achieved.
Man, I can charge this guy.
At your beck and call.
This guy's like a lot of mobility around the battlefield. You can like move, charge, move. Yeah, this is about experience levels. I'm not going to level up at all in this video. I don't know exactly which way I'm going yet or anything like that. So
let's not waste time with pleasantries.
This is the cargo. So do I want a las pistol? Not really. Do I want another sword? Not really. So if I'd say all to cargo. Now next time, there's a really good thing in this game. So next time these come up in the like to be picked up, they'll automatically go to cargo. Unless and then I can like pull them back across manual and stuff if I want to, as I want to. But that looted everyone I could loot in one go. So I don't have to go picking up every little corpse and body and everything like that. It all does it in one little go. So I'm pretty sure there's
no further.
Anything else in here? Yep. Alright everybody, this is pretty long, so I am going to cut the end of the first episode
Fate and
here.
fortune favour the
Thank you
bold.
for watching everybody, and I hope you enjoyed it, and join us next time for some more Rogue Trader. Good one.